Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
And to address the Torah, I'd like to call Shelley Silverman Maddox at this time.
Lecha Adonai Hagedula v'Hagevura v'Hatiferet v'Hanetzach v'Hahod Ki kol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz Ki kol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz Lecha Adonai ha'anacha Yamin na'aseh lechol rosh.
Be seated, please.
As we come to the Torah service, the Torah is the 5 books of Moses, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. And each week we read a section from one of the 54 portions that the 5 books of Moses is divided into. Now, I know what you're thinking. 54 sections, 52 weeks of the year, a problem. Wrong. Because the Jewish calendar is recorded as a lunar calendar, and 7 times every 19 years an additional month is added, thereby requiring the additional 50, the extra 2 sections. And in essence, every 19 years, the solar and lunar calendars are the same. It is the custom for our bar mitzvah to read from the Torah, which is when he becomes an adult Jew. That is the passage from boyhood to adult Jewish status. Now, yes, Chris has practiced and practiced. But the very fact that for the first time in front of a congregation at a religious service, he reads the Torah himself, pronounces the blessing, is in essence the time when he makes entry into adult Jewish life. Now, after the Torah has been read and members of the family and friends have been called up to pronounce the blessings, and I have read a short section of this new Torah portion for this week, Chris will then go and do the blessings for the prophets, which is similar in content to the Torah portion. You can find the blessings on pages 443, 444, and the prophetic blessings on 445 and 46. And finally, it's my pleasure now to call upon our bar mitzvah, Chris Fisher, to come forward and to tell you in his own words what this Torah portion that we're about to read is all about, and more important than that, to tell you what it means to him. Chris?
My Torah portions, Shalach Lecha, share the common theme of spies. My Torah portion discusses Moses, Joshua, and the all-powerful God, who had promised the children of Israel a homeland. Moses was the leader of the Israelites. He sent 24 spies to count out the land of Canaan. He then gathered all of the spies up and told them to find out who lived on the land, if they were strong or weak, if they were numerous or few in number. They lived in fortified or open towns, and if the soil was fertile or barren. Then Moses asked the spies to see if the land was forested or dry and open. The spies were also told to bring back representative fruit of the land of Canaan. Moses then sent out the spies. After 40 days, the spies came back and told Moses and Aaron, "We came to the land you sent us to. It does indeed flow with milk and honey, cities are fortified and very large. Moreover, we saw the Anakites there, Amalekites dwell in the Negev region, the Hittites, Jebusites, the Amorites, inhabit the hill country, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and along the Jordan. Then Caleb said, "Let us by all means go, and we shall gain possession of it, for we shall overcome it." But the rest of the spies seemed cowardly, and they said that they could not do it. Then the cowardly spies spread rumors of how dangerous it was to travel there. Then everybody got into arguments. During this time, God almost killed the Israelites. Moses persuaded God not to kill them. Then God told Moses to tell the Israelites that they would die wandering around in the wilderness, and that only their children would see the promised land. After Moses told the Israelites what God had said, the Israelites decided to march up to the promised land, and Moses told them that God would not be with them. They went anyway, and many were killed by the Amalekites and the Canaanites. One interrupt from the book Joshua 2, it occurs 4 years later, and is about 2 spies sent up by Joshua, who became the leader after Moses died, to spy out the promised land again. They wound up in a prostitute's house whose name was Rahab. She knew about the Jewish spies and decided to help them, but they were being pursued by the men from the king of Jericho. Rahab hid the spies and then lied to the king's men, saying that she did not know they were. After the city gate closed for the night, the king's men combed the countryside for the spies. Rahab felt sorry for the Jewish people, because the people of Jericho were in the land which was promised to the Jews by God. After the men had gone, the spies told Rahab that the Jews were going to attack the city. Rahab was to put a cloth of scarlet out of the window so that the Jews would know not to hurt Rahab. She then told the spies to hide in the mountains for 3 days and then go back to Joshua.
Ya'amod Rishon.
It gives me a great deal of pleasure to call up Chris's grandfather, Wally Sullivan. Amen. May the Lord Moshe Mor Shalach L'cha Anashim Guru El Haaretz Nan Asher Ani Noten L'Bnei Yisrael Ish Echad Mateh Avletav Tishlechu Kol Se'ei Bahem Yishlach Otam Moshe Midbar Paran Al Piranai Kulam Anashir Eshe Bnei Yisrael Kima.
Amen. Ya'amod Sheni.
And now it's a great deal of pleasure to call up Randy Silverman, Chris's uncle. Amen. Eile Shemot Anashim Asher Shalach Moshe L'Tur Et Haaretz V'yikra Moshe L'Hoshua Ben Nun.
Amen. Ya'amod Shlishi.
For Shalishi, it's my pleasure to call up Michael Regal, a friend of the family. Amen. Vayishlach Otam Moshe Laturat Haaretz Canaan. Vayomer Aleichem Aluz Zeh Negev V'Ritem Et Hahar V'Ritem Et Haaretz Mahi V'Et Ha'am HaYoshev Aliha Chazaki Rafa Ma'aki Imram Ma'aretz Asher Hi Yoshev Ba Atova Hi Imrava Maharim Asher Hi Yoshev Behina Amechanim Et the Salim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech asher nafshanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Ta'amol Revi'i.
For Rabbi, it's my pleasure to call out Chris's mother, Lynn Fisher. Baruch Hashem Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. Amen. Ma'aretz Hashmona I'im Zeh Hayesh Ba'etz Im Ein V'hit Chazakitem Lakachtem Pri Haaretz Hayamim B'nei B'chorim Anavim. Amen.
Ya'amol Chameshi.
For Hamishi, it's my pleasure to call up Alan Fisher. Baruch Hashem Baruch Le'olam. Amen. Yalu Yaturu et Haaretz v'Veretzam Ad L'chol Lavo Hamat Yahalu V'Negev Yava Ad Chobron V'Shem HaChamim Shisha V'Timale Yidei Ha'ana V'Chavaron Sheva Shanim Livat Ta Lifnei Tzon Mitzrayim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher nasata lanu Torah emes v'charei olam nata b'soranu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Into our hands, O God, you have placed your Torah to be held high by parents and children and taught by one generation to the next. Whatever has befallen us, our people have remained steadfast and loyalty to the Torah. It was carried into exile in the arms of parents and the children might be deprived of their birthright. And now I pray that you, my child, will always be worthy of this inheritance. Take its teachings into your heart and in turn pass it on to your children and those who come after you. May you be a faithful Jew, searching for wisdom and truth, working with justice and peace. Thus will you be among those who labor to bring near the day when the Lord shall be one and his name shall be one. May the God of all people, the God of the universe, bless you. May the honor, may the one who has always been our guide inspire you to bring honor to our family and to our people, Israel. We give thanks to you, O Lord our God, rule of the universe, for giving us life to sustain us and enable us to reach us this day of joy. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechiyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu la'asot hazeh.
first time in his life, Christopher Lewis Bishop.
And now it's my pleasure to call the addressing of the Torah, Charlotte Bishop.
B'nai Yisrael, Lachbar et Haaretz, Nishmat Melech Yericham, Eracha Le'imon, V'ti Ha'anashim, Haba'im Elayim, Asher Ba'al Beitin, Lachbar et Kol Ha'aretz Ba'u, V'tikach Ha'isha, Et Shnei Ha'anashim, V'ti Yitzpenu, V'tomer Ken, Ba'u Elai Ha'anashim, Lo Yadati Me'ayhenu, V'hi Hashar, Yizkor, Achoshev Ha'anashim, Yatza'u Lo Yadati, Ana Hachu, Ha'anashim, Bifu Maher, Acharehem Kitasigu, V'hi Elatam Hagaga, V'ti B'nei V'vishtei Ha'etz, Ha'aru Chotla Al Hagag, V'han Anashim, Arfu Acharehem, Derech Ha'yerden, Amaru, V'anashar, Sayaru Acharei, Ka'ashem, Yatzu Harufim Acharehem. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, tzur kol ha'olamim, tzaddik b'chol ha'doro, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer b'roseh, ha'medaber u'kayim, shekodem rav elad v'tzedek. Ne'eman,